Okay, so we've now got an accepted offer on your dream home. Fantastic, congratulations. Now, let's get to work on our conditions. So conditions, what are those? Well, we have to do our due diligence on the property before you sign off on the deal and make it official. We're gonna do everything we can to make sure this is the right house for you. Now, when you submitted your offer, you would have selected a few buyer's conditions on that offer to complete before signing off on the house. Now, these can be things like financing, insurance, home inspection, and the time frame to complete these can range anywhere from a couple of days to even a couple of weeks, depending on which conditions you choose and how long it takes to complete those conditions. Now, 3 conditions that are fairly standard on an offer these days are financing, insurance, and home inspection. Financing, so what's that? Now, you're a first-time home buyer. Unless you've recently won the lottery, chances are that you're probably getting a mortgage on the house you've just offered on. So as soon as we get an accepted offer, we're gonna send the documents to your mortgage broker or your banker so that they can get started on their underwriting process. This can take a few days, maybe even a week, but by the end of your conditions, as long as everything checks out, you should get a finance letter from them saying that your lender has approved you for the mortgage. Next, insurance. You're going to need to make sure that you can get insurance on this property. So to do that, what I would do is call around to a few different insurance companies, get a few different quotes. You can even go through an insurance broker to help you find the right policy for you, because you're gonna need insurance set up in order to close the house on closing day. Okay, next, we've got inspections. Now, there's a number of different inspections that you might want to get done on the house. First of all, home inspection. So for this, you're going to get a professional home inspector to come through the house. He'll go through every nook and cranny of that house and give you an exact scope of what you're buying. So the home inspector, they're going to inspect everything. They're going to look at the doors, they're going to look at the windows, they're going to check for water leaks. He'll inspect the roof, he'll check out the oil tank, look at the furnace, make sure the appliances are working, check the heat source. They're gonna do it all. That way you have an idea of what work needs to be done right away and what maintenance you might wanna do down the road. Either way, you'll have a complete picture of the house in its current condition. If the house is on well and septic, you are definitely going to wanna get those inspected. The well, you're gonna need to make sure you've got proper water flow so that the well doesn't run dry, and you're gonna need to make sure that you've got clean drinking water. And for the septic, you need to make sure that that thing is draining properly, because if you run into issues on that down the road, it can be very expensive. Now, throughout our week or two of conditions, I'm gonna be there with you every step of the way. I'll help book the inspections, I'll help coordinate everything, I'll be there with you by your side during all the inspections, so that if something major does come up and we have to go back to the sellers for some renegotiation, you're gonna be very well represented. Now, you might get to the end of your conditional period and decide, you know what, this isn't the right house for me. And you know what, that's no problem at all. That's why we're doing this. That's what these conditions are here for. They're here to protect you so that you know that you're making the right decision on the house. And if that's the case, you can terminate the agreement, get your deposit back, and we can go back out there and find you the right house. Now, let's say we get to the end of the conditional period and you say, yes, this is it. This is the right house for me. You've got your financing letter, you've got your insurance lined up, you're satisfied with your inspections. Okay, great. Let's sign off on the deal, firm it up, and let's wait for closing.